Good evening and welcome to Fubar Friday with me, your host, Trev Retro. Also joining us tonight, the blank in the middle is actually Gamer. Hello, Gamer. How are you?
Doing well. I don't know what happened to my avatar. We'll have to fix that.
Is it anything to do with the fucking pencil?
It's not.
The fucking pencil! I love that line. That is just such a... The way he says it, it's the guy from the original version of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I can't remember his name, but I will IMDb it later. But he does that scene so well. There was no need for doing what they did to the puppy, though. You're back now.
There we go.
And somebody is repeating history by getting a dinosaur. I'm guessing that's you, Help Desk.
Hello. Yes, this is my plan for the future. The way the world's going at the moment, I plan if history repeats itself, I am just getting a dinosaur. It saves so many issues.
It seems like a good shout, to be fair.
It's a good plan.
Do.
Yeah, it's a good plan. You know, it's up there with surviving zombie apocalypse, which we know is never going to happen. So, you know, they're about as likely as each other.
Do you know something? I find zombie stuff just such a bore. There's nothing different between. It doesn't matter. The only zombie film I did like was Planet Terror.
Zombie stuff, I think's played out. One of the bits that annoys me about. Come in.
Oh,
Sorry,
somebody's texting you.
One of the bits that annoys me about zombies is you either get the zombies starting to be created, or you get 5 years in. You don't get that bit where society is actually breaking down. Nothing's actually really shown that happen properly, because I don't think it actually would. We've seen this thing going around recently about sort of like 100 gorillas and one man. It's people, humans themselves will fight when cornered. So if there was a zombie attack, people would go out of their way to make sure that every single one of them died. So zombie attacks will never happen.
Well,
I'm thinking too much into this.
I think as a species, we've all become a little bit pussified. We can talk the talk, but do we walk the walk?
Yeah, we found that during COVID as well, didn't we? People saying it was all, oh, we survived the war. It's sort of like, mate, you can't even survive not having enough cream on a cappuccino. What are you talking about?
And people couldn't survive not having enough toilet paper. That's why people were... I don't know if it was the same in the States, Gamer, but we had people fighting over TP.
Oh, no, the stores here, if you walked in, they were quite strict about it. You could only walk out with like one package.
When toilet paper became a black market item. Do you remember the memes of the time where there was like a bloke in a seedy alleyway and he's going, "Hey, mate, look, I've got some toilet paper." Like a drug dealer.
I've got some Andrex dual layer.
Yeah, a lot of products were that way. I mean, I used to joke about my Diet Coke and that, but I could only walk out, like if they had a sale, like a buy one, get one free of like 2-liter bottles, that would normally entail 4 bottles. So I went to the checkout line one time and I'm like, "Well, sir, you can only have 2. I go, "Yeah, I buy one, get one." And she's like, "No, you can only have 2 bottles." I'm like, "You all need to change the signs." And so they gave me a credit, but they had to take 2 bottles away from me. I'm like, the black market Diet Coke. I'm like, seriously?
You could have made some money off of that.
I'm thinking, yeah. I mean, people hoarding liquor and stuff, but not Diet Coke, man. Come down the street. Hey, how many do you need?
It seems like such a world away now. I mean, thinking about it, it only really sort of like finished up sort of like 2 odd years ago. But it seems like a lifetime ago. That entire section from 2020 up to now is effectively just a single blob of time. I know a ship crashed sideways somewhere, but I couldn't tell you when that was. Time is an illusion.
I don't even remember the ship crashing sideways.
You don't remember? God, yeah.
There were people actually coming out, weren't they? And there were beachcombing and legally claiming booty.
Yeah. It was a huge thing. It just stuck because it sat sideways. Was it the Suez or Panama Canal? It was one of them. Suez Canal.
Oh, it was one on the South
Suez Canal. Now I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. But then a Wayfarer says it doesn't have a link. Would you like me to shoot him one over?
I put one in. Yes, please. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'll do. But it sat sideways, and so because of that, it meant that everybody had to go round the south of Africa, I think it was, which added sort of like 2 weeks onto the journey time. So it just screwed up the entirety of world trade. which
That
was
sounds about
I
right.
don't even remember how it ended up going sideways, but yeah, coming through the Red Sea, all of a sudden just blocked both ways.
it was
Horn of Africa,
insane.
Horn of Africa, they had to go around. Yeah,
And I do not know. It was such a huge world event, and I do not know when it happened. It's quite scary.
I want to say 2020, but you're right. I could be completely off on that.
Just on a side note here, Atom Gray says, fun fact, you will actually poop at the same rate during an outbreak. No need to hoard, hoard the wipe.
Yeah.
Well, it's true, you know.
Not good.
Franco says in the chat, and I'll catch up with the chat in just a second, it was so effing stupid. The public created the shortage of TP for no reason. Well, I think that there was a lot to it. It was there was more to it. A lot of social engineering. Just a quick breeze through the chat. Hello, Minum. How are you? Hopefully, the Wayfarer Project will be joining us shortly. Hello to Franco Walker. Who else is in there? Let's see. I'm
We
scrolling.
mentioned Adam Gray. He's
Yeah,
Anti-derivative Jill's
Jill. Yeah.
I've got to comment on the 1K special of B-sides. That was such a good show.
Oh, it was. That
It was
fun.
brilliant. Well done, Atom and the team. I'm a bit of a Smilex fanboy.
You like
Smilex is hilarious.
you like a dirty otter's pocket, do you?
I'm well. I wouldn't say he gets me as wet as an otter's pocket, but I think he is. It's so funny. Honestly, I'm a big fan. And I remember being on another channel a long time ago, and him being in the chat, which was always good. I always used to like giving him a mention. And finally, we got you there in the end. Welcome, the Wayfarer Project. How are you, sir?
Good afternoon, evening.
We'll catch up with you in just a second, buddy. I'm just going through the chat. Hello to Anti-Derivative Jill. Hello, how are you tonight? And who else have we got? It'd be cool, actually. Oh, Badfoot's just joined us as well. Good evening, Badfoot. Thank you for joining us. It'd be great if everybody could at least drag a friend into the melee, because I need to get more arses on seats. Because YouTube had the cheek to tell me I'm not very popular.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
People at my work say that to me all the time.
You need to attract more people. Well, I can't force them. There's always the re-rub. They're not good enough. And I've noticed it's been taking watch hours off me. Has anybody else noticed that who've got a tube channel?
I have. I use. I've got vidIQ. If you've got that, it shows you sort of like a running bar graph of people watching your video over a certain length of time, and it's really weird. Sometimes it'll be sort of like 800 or 900 views, and then it just suddenly goes down to 100. And I've never quite figured out how the numbers are figured out.
Yeah, I think they just make them up off the top of their head.
All hail the algorithm.
It's so they don't have to pay you anything in the long run. That's what it is.
That's a stupid thing. I'm doing this for free. I don't monetize. So I don't know. I don't know why, because they're not losing anything.
Well, I've realized and I've come to terms with the fact that I've never been cool in my life, and there's no reason to start being cool now.
Why break the habit of a lifetime? I like that. That is good thinking. I like the way you're going. What have you been up to during the week? Help desk, what have you been watching pop culture-wise?
Oh, not very much. I've been trying to keep up with the news. The schools have gone back after the bank holiday weekend, which meant that kids have been absolutely crazy for having one extra day off. Everyone's gone mad. I don't quite know how that works. But I've been
bank holidays as well. Isn't that weird?
I know, it's insane.
And we've got another one coming up soon, another bank holiday weekend.
Yeah, we got 3 in May for in England for some reason this year. I'm sure it happens all the time, but I can't remember why. The problem is I've always worked in service jobs, so I've never actually had a bank holiday off. So to me, it's just another day. So I've never understood it. So I mean, other than that, I've had an ill child who had a fever dream that she didn't want to be a dinosaur. I'm not quite sure how that transpired, and she's still a little bit unwell, but she's fine. She went to school and probably just infected all the other children, so nothing to worry about. Not my fault.
Well, it's never fun having a poorly kid, and
it's fine.
I need better stairs. I think I need better stairs, or I need to redo the soundproofing.
So yeah, Other than that, I've just been paying attention to things like the Thunderbirds, the Avenger thingy. Well, fuck it, you know what I mean. They rebranded the movie because they realized no one's watching it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Thunderbirds, you've just reminded me there, a bit of a crossover with Star Trek. Didn't Frakes direct the live action one?
He did, yes. The really terrible.
Yeah, but
Was it late 90s?
It wasn't his fault.
No, it was actually just a bad movie.
It was a terrible script for a start, and the premise was naff as well. But if you notice, the visuals were fantastic.
The ships did look very good.
Frakes has got it. I mean, he's turned into a great director.
Aged like a fine wine.
Possibly so. Franco says he hopes your little one gets better soon, mate.
Thank you. It's just a standard childhood cough and temperature, and just give her Calpol and she's fine.
Yeah, that's just paracetamol for our international viewers.
Oh, yes.
Hey, something I always wanted to ask an American. Is Tylenol equivalent to paracetamol or ibuprofen?
No. It's acetaminophen.
Totally different then.
Well, yeah, like I guess it doesn't do anything for fevers like ibuprofen, but it's just a pain reliever.
Yeah. It's weird. I have a lot of an issue with pain relief because apparently I've got an enzyme in my liver what chucks out anything strong. My liver just goes, ha, and I just ended up peeing it out, which is weird.
Ooh, sorry, just to interrupt. Acetaminophen is actually the active ingredient in paracetamol.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, stop being like that in the chat, will you? Atom Gray says, yeah, it's different. So, I guess.
Yeah, probably just the composition's different, but the active ingredients are the same, I guess.
Do you know what I found? This is the bizarre thing. I've been given all kinds of pain medication over the years, and I find if I go to the pub and I have 2 pints, I start to feel like I'm not feeling pain. So I've got to two, say, for instance, for sake of argument, 2 paracetamol. If I take 2 of those, does absolutely jack shit. But if I go and have 2 pints of beer, I'm starting to sail.
Nice.
But
as long as it stays 2 pints, then you're all right.
Oh, no, it's never 2 pints, though, is it?
just a quick drop. And ibuprofen is completely different. Yes,
I get in the pub and I'll go, just no more than 4, right? No more than 4 pints. And then 1:30 later, I mean, once I went to the shop, because there's a shop in a pub around the corner from where I live. And I said to my wife, I'll just nip and get some milk. And I didn't roll in till 2:30. I bumped into a mate outside the shop. He says, come and have a quick beer. I said, yeah, all right. So I said to the girl on the barmaid, I said, stick me that in the fridge. Passed her the milk. And next thing I knew, I got this strange sort of memory of my wife pointing a finger, wagging it down at me. Like on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air intro, where his mum's wagging her finger. It was like that. And apparently I'd spent 15 minutes trying to get through the door with a key, and I couldn't get the key in the hole. And she just opened the door because it was still open. She was waiting up for me. So she opened the door, and I fell face first into the hallway.
That's, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have done that.
Yeah, it got worse, though. I tried to turn the TV on, and between the TV and the wall where the sockets are, there's a slight gap of about, a foot. And I went head first in there as well.
Oh, lovely. Well done.
Rolled off the settee. And I'd tell you something, I woke up the next day and I was in absolute agony and ended up having to go to the hospital, had an x-ray, and I got 3 cracked ribs. So I think my missus gave me a good kicking while I was down on the floor.
I've only had one night where I've overdone it so much. Drank lots. It was a good party. I cannot remember for the life of me what happened, but I woke up on top of a telephone box.
No.
Yeah. In Chatham High Street in the southeast, There is outside the shopping centre. There is there was 6 phone boxes in a hexagonal shape. Somehow I managed to climb the 7 foot to get on top of it and fall asleep up there. And I was woken up by, it was about 6 o'clock in the morning on a lovely, glorious summer's day, a street sweeper smacking my foot with a broom.
At least it wasn't Mr. Plod.
I then did actually just walk home, pretended nothing was wrong.
Destron Soul is laughing at you.
I laugh at myself about it. I have to find humor in it. Otherwise, I panic and wonder what the hell I actually did for the hours beforehand.
Wow. I don't think I've ever had a complete blackout.
There's a chat in the chat about people taking Guinness medicinally. And Minimum says, I'll stick this up on the screen. Here we go. He says, my old neighbour did get a Guinness on her prescription. She had low iron in her blood and was very old. She refused supplements but agreed to drink stout. Do you know, I hope, right, when I'm older, I get a prescription for that. And do you know what I'm getting really pig sick of lately? There's people locally to me and they're bragging, oh, look at that, I've got a prescription for medical cannabis, medical marijuana, as they like to call it. And it's like, yeah, really? And they don't pay tax because they work for the Department of Leisure and Exercise. You'll get that one, won't you, help desk?
Yeah, I know. I am entitled to it owing to certain medical conditions I have. I don't take it because I feel no need to. But yeah, there's a lot of people who just literally sit around and just. The stupid thing is the stuff you get on the NHS isn't actually very good. Growing your own stuff's so much better, but you get in trouble for that.
Well, hemp is actually pretty good. CBD.
See, hemp is quite good because you can actually use it to make cloth.
Yeah.
And CBD, yes. CBD, technically, they cannot find anything medicinal about it, so it's classed as a food additive, so you can have it over here as much as you like.
I take it for the back.
It's good for anxiety, at least for me. I have a problem with panic attacks that come out of nowhere, and it's been helpful and actually a lot better than taking prescription. I had to get off the prescription stuff, and it's taken years to do that.
I just thought of something. I'm going to put a lower third on because I made a nice little addition to this. Just wait till you see this bit on the end. I've done a bit of a rattled a tin. Look at that. Can you see that going across now?
That's medical research. Yep. I can understand that though. You know,
I bet you can't guess which film I got that line from. The Mill's Clause, and we have to sell you all to medical research.
Meaning of Life, Monty Python?
It is, yeah, Monty Python, Meaning of Life. Hey, it would be cool if you could like and subscribe. And it'd be even cooler if you brought a friend along. Z did a really good job on Monday, by the way. I just want to mention this week's Monday Night Mayhem. And it was an absolute belter. And I did a bit of stuff. I did all the behind the scenes and production for Z. But I did say to him, I'll let you do it. And I helped him out a little bit at the start. But when I sort of logged off, I went in the front room and I watched the show on the TV in the front room, and he did such an amazing job. And I'm not joking. And I told him today, I was talking to him and I said, do you know something? You did a really good job of that. You're a natural. And he says, a bit wobbly to start with. I said, well, you did a better job on your first go than I did on mine. And he really did. I think he's a bloody natural. He should have his own channel, I think.
Yeah. Everybody will have a channel.
Hey, why not?
Hey, Trev, maybe you should do guest hosts more often.
Why, are you up for it?
Possibly, if I could find something interesting to talk about.
Oh, you're full of interesting stuff.
I know, but stringing it all together in into a coherent blob. My brain goes all over the place. I get easily distracted all the time. I even get lost in the middle of the ocean, and then I had to swim on a board to get back onto the boat.
Ooh, look who's turned up. Andrew Broadbent. Hail, Trev, guest and chat. Hello, mate. How are you?
Hello.
I was thinking about you the other day. I was playing a record because Andrew's quite local to me. And sometimes he sends a request in to my radio show, which is always fun because I love giving him a shout out. I'm not allowed to say shout out because it's too common. You have to say mention. Always getting told off. Do you know something? It's weird. A lot of people who used to work in radio, haven't got gigs now because of the mass migration that the big groups did to have a national station. So a lot of presenters were put out of work. And one guy was giving me a bit of grief the other day. And I just said, still on FM, bitch. And I am.
A lot of stations in the United States are doing it too, where it's all pre-programmed. You'll have someone come and do the voiceovers, and maybe you have somebody every couple of hours or so do the weather, and so it's a re-recorded. It's recorded weather.
Well, I'll give you a bit of industry insight, gamer. It's called voice tracking, and it's ubiquitous now.
Yeah,
you can log in from anywhere. There's like 3 major playout systems at the moment, and I'll name names. There's one called Myriad. There's one called Playout One, and there's also the big boy of the group called Zeta, and they all have remote interfaces, and you can be anywhere in the world and log in and do a radio show. In fact, you'd be surprised how many radio shows I do from this very spot now. And people think there's one place I've been doing a show there since January, and I've never even set foot in the place yet.
I think that's going to be commonplace. You have a lot of the big radio talk show hosts that are able to do their shows from home.
Well, a lot of
Rush Limbaugh forever was doing a show from home. He wasn't going to the station in West Palm Beach.
I just need to quell something in the chat. That's never going to fucking happen, because that guy has pissed on his chips that many times with me. It's unreal. And like him and another chap, I've given them several chances to be all right and just, get on with it. But they can't do it. While ever they've got a hole in their arse, they won't be able to be decent people. You've got one who's fucking nuts. Yeah, nuttier than a fruitcake. And the other one's just a fucking manipulative arsehole who thinks you owe him something. And to be fair, I don't owe anybody anything. Do you know what I mean? And when people get like that with the attitude, they've got problems.
Yeah.
I just want to get on and do this and have fun.
I was offended, so I timed Minimum out for 10 seconds. I hope he's learnt his lesson.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, was it you that timed out Cockney that time?
Yes, because he came in and the first thing he said was offensive. It's all like, I'm just going to time him out for 30 seconds. And then then he had a huff and left.
Well, he had a bit of a paddy, and the thing people don't realise with me is when somebody gets on the wrong side of me, I'm a bit like a badger. Because once I get my jaws into somebody, I don't let go. So I'm a very live and let live kind of guy. But if somebody, comes and starts with me, I'm not going to put up with it. I haven't got time for bullshit.
Right, getting back to the radio bit.
Yeah.
I was going to say, The Simpsons actually predicted this.
That robo presenter thing.
Robo presenter. Wow, what do you think of the weather? Isn't politics funny today? That's basically it. Just 200 phrases on repeat.
Yeah, which is pretty much it. Do you know, I have what? On some stations, you're not allowed to speak longer than 15 seconds.
Wow, really?
Yeah. And
ice cream vans get to play for longer than that.
Yeah. And then some stations it'll be 45 seconds. But I'm lucky because there's one station I work on, and I created the show and the format of it. And several people have tried to do it after me, and they couldn't. So I've ultimately had to go back in and clean the mess up, because people have gone in and just completely titted it up. And it's great because I've got so much creative freedom with that. But then again, it's my baby, if you know what I mean. So there's nobody does it better. Hello to Sword in the Storm, who's joined us in the chat tonight.
Was that Carly Simon or Amy Mann?
It was Carly Simon.
Ah, you see.
From the James Bond movie, The Spy Who Loved Me.
See, I prefer the Amy Mann version. It's just got a bit more oomph to it, I feel.
Oh, you've got to have a Bond theme.
Oh, no.
Hey, Wayfarer, wouldn't that make a good show for you? Bond themes.
Oh, yeah.
Or have you already done that? Have you already done that?
I haven't done that, but I'm looking at it right now. It's like with the copyright stuff, it would be like, well, I know that I can like forgo monetization and play some themes, but you never know how many you can play or how much you can play because YouTube doesn't tell you before they like suspend you and stuff like that.
That's true.
Do you know what makes me laugh?
Maybe we could do a karaoke night of Bond themes as long as we don't sing well enough to get copyright triggered.
Art did a Transformers themed karaoke thing the other week.
Yeah, he did.
And I got to be Optimus Prime, which was good.
Nice.
So I
those sound bites went on all night. It was quite funny.
Hey, did I sound convincing as Optimus Prime?
You did. It was very impressive.
I actually tried. I did a bit of homework because the studio where they recorded the original G1 Transformers was at Wally Burr Sound. Now, Wally Burr was a bit of a legend in the old cartoon voiceover bit. And I tried to think what effects units were available at the time that they would have used to process the voices. But I just couldn't quite get it right. I wanted something to sort of give me like a subharmonic rumble, you know? And I went through my effects rack. No, nothing there. I've got more plugins than I've had hot dinners, and I'm obese.
What was the one that was used for the Dalek? Could you just turn sort of like
modulator?
Yeah,
just ring modulation.
Okay, I was just going to say
Movie stuff's pretty good for that. I like that.
Yeah.
I had those plugins when I used to use Pro Tools, but I got priced out of Pro Tools, which is a digital audio workstation.
Yeah, I know Pro Tools.
And I ended up settling for Reaper. But I've been sort of, do I buy a perpetual license for the latest version of Pro Tools? Thing is, though, I miss Pro Tools.
I don't know. I mean, when I was using conventional operating systems, I finally switched to Ableton. And
I never could quite gel with Ableton.
You just got to give it a little bit of time, do the tutorials a little bit, and then it gets really smooth.
Yeah, Ableton is incredibly versatile. There's so many things you can stick in it. There is a guy called Beardy Man who, if you he's got a Twitch channel and he makes music using what he calls the Beardytron 3000, and it's every single noise is made by him, and it's just put in sort of like replicators, and then it's looped, and then he uses sort of like alterations and stuff, and he comes out with some absolutely fantastic sounding tunes just from him just going blah.
Yes,
and then just sampling it around. I know, but it's incredible. He does it sort of like several hours. Cartoon Man, Alan Partridge does it better. There's a new Alan Partridge coming out.
There's
a new Alan Partridge.
And hello to Cartoon Man 154 in the chat. And this is quite interesting. Destron Solar says, A View to a Kill is my favourite. Do you know, my favourite Bond film has to be Moonraker.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of, what's his name? Yes, there is. I've just been asked, is there a cost to Ableton? Yes, there's several tiers. The last time I looked, there was 3 different tiers, like a beginner, artist, and producer type thing.
Yeah, the good thing about it is that once you buy it, you own that version, you know, and then they do have the discounts like back in the old days, like software used to be before the pay rent shit. Where you pay a monthly subscription. I can't stand that stuff. I want to buy it and own it.
Sword in the Storm says, freedom is the right of all sentient beings, which reminds me of a line I did for Stark where I had to go, was it? Karaoke is the right of all sentient beings, Megatron. Do you know, I wish I could do that 100%. Because if anything ever happens to Peter Cullen, in fact, Peter Cullen got replaced by somebody younger who was doing an impression of Peter Cullen.
Yeah.
And then he ended up being brought in by the studio to redub the other guy, and the director says, can you do this guy doing Optimus Prime? And Peter Cullen's like, well, I'm Optimus Prime. No, I want you to do this guy's Optimus Prime. That must have been so bizarre.
Do an impression of a guy doing an impression of you doing Optimus Prime. Yeah, that sounds easy.
Yeah. Destron Seller says Moonraker is also fantastic. Jaws is superb, and the space fight is so bad it's good. It is so bad it's good.
That is very true. I do like Moonraker.
It is. It's a great film, and it was all done on the cheap, of course.
All the Bonds were up until, well, I would say, was it Tomorrow Never Dies, and then they started to get quite expensive.
I don't know. I gave Timothy Dalton a try, and I wasn't overly impressed. So to me, Bond will always be Roger Moore.
Did you know I'm in a Bond film?
Yeah.
Are you?
Technically, no, but
is it a porn spoof?
No, it is actually one of the movies. It's is it Tomorrow Never Dies? Yeah, the one
but technically
where,
no.
right at the very beginning, MI6 gets blown up, and he goes out on a boat and then chases this speedboat, and he ends up going through a load of tiny little rivers and things, and then through a fish market, through a building, and out to the Millennium Dome. The bit where he goes through the building was shot in Chatham Historic Dockyard down on the south coast. And it happened to be a day I was there. There were bits that were locked off. I was much younger than I am now. And there were people eating in a restaurant, and there was a basket of bread basically beside a window. So I sidle up to the window, sort of like, I'm going to have a bread roll. I stick my hand in, I pick up a bread roll, and then this explosion happens, and a boat on wheels flies past me. So if you watch it, there is a set of bread rolls and a hand, and that's me.
Hey, we've got
literally split seconds on the screen. It's ridiculous.
You could say you had a hand in a Bond film.
Yeah, I had a hand in it. Yeah,
but it's there, and then they jump out of the building, and then it goes 26 miles away to the Millennium Dome.
As you do.
Big jump.
Just to go back onto what we were saying about Doors. Franco Walker says all 10 of his albums were recorded using Audacity. That's cool. Audacity is a great I say is a great program. I will say it was a great program until it got bought by some Russians. They bought it. So I don't necessarily trust it anymore now. But there's an old saying, make use of what you've got, and if it's working, then screw anybody else.
Yeah. See, back in the day, I had a choice of using Audacity, but I didn't. I ended up purchasing a program called Goldwave.
I've still got that, yeah.
Goldwave 5.7. It's seriously, it's about 20 years old, but it is so versatile. I refuse to get rid of it.
That was my first proper DAW, if you could call it that. Goldwave by Chris Craig, a Canadian guy.
Yes, that's it.
And I actually bought it because it was so good. I thought, I'm not having a skank version of this. And then Cool Edit came along.
Oh, yeah.
What a revelation that was. And then we got, can you remember the jingle? Cool Edit Pro 2.0. Remember that? When you loaded
I never heard a jingle from Cool Edit, but I used to use that a bit. But my first DAW was Cakewalk. Back in Cakewalk Professional 3.0 when it was just MIDI in 1994.
I got Cakewalk because my sister got a keyboard that had MIDI ports, so I specifically bought for the PC. It was MIDI port that connected into the joystick port of a PC, and then it gave you MIDI capability.
Oh, I remember those.
I guess you were running that on an Atari ST.
No, this was a 386.
Really? What about you, Wayfarer? Were you running an ST?
I never had an Atari. I had an Intellivision growing up.
No, I meant computer to run the MIDI.
I know. Different thing, same company, but no, I never had an Atari computer. Well, you mean the interface? I may have had one of those parallel. Well, it wasn't really parallel port, but a serial port to a MIDI thing. I think I had one of those at one point, but I pretty quickly got one of those parallel port to 8-in, 8-out interfaces. The first one was from a company called Opcode, and then eventually Motu. But those were great because I had like a ton of different keyboards and sound modules. Everything was external, and so I had to have 8-in, 8-out, and all that stuff.
That's so cool.
I'm just wondering. I've got a bit of a problem, and I need to talk about it with you guys.
You can get some screen from the doctor, you know.
No, it's nothing like that. I've got a plug-in obsession. And I keep saying, no more plugins. And then I see an offer for a plugin, and I'm like, gotta have that.
Oh, man.
I saw one that I've been after for a while, and I noticed I could rent to buy it, but it was like $10 a month for 18 months.
Oh, bloody me.
Yeah.
Well, they give you a minimum 18 months?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. Good, that. Terrible.
Well, I don't think that's bad, but I mean, $200 for a plug-in, you know,
That's a lot.
Well, I mean, it can be if it's a suite and stuff, but I don't know. Now that I switched to Linux, my plug-in possibilities are less.
Yeah,
And but I found some really good ones. And you know what? Sometimes when you have some restrictions, you only get the really good ones. And then also, the more you save up, the more you can afford the actual external gear.
So do you have to use a VST wrapper to use that in Linux?
No, it supports VST, but if it's something that is a VST just for Windows and Mac, and it's not also for Linux, then it doesn't work usually, unless you use Wine, and then it's just like there's a chance it works.
I'm sure.
But there's a number of them out there that also do support Linux. Like I'm able to use Ableton through Wine, but I also started using Bitwig Studio, which you can build things internally. And it's almost like you can build like your own instruments and effects from within Bitwig using something called the Grid. And I've been enjoying that, and it works on Linux just fine. So I'm like, yay.
Yeah, problem solved. Hello to Melvin Deeply in chat. Hello, sir. How are you? Hope you're well, buddy.
I managed to break one of my friend's plugins. He was recording... Right, he was recording an album. It's Rob Matthews. He has a channel, Rob Matthews Music, got some great songs on there. And he had a plugin.
Any relation to Dave Matthews?
No, but that is actually a joke he comes out with a lot.
Bernard?
What
about Bernard?
Bernard Matthews.
He's beautiful.
That's the one.
Real beautiful.
Until all his turkeys got bird flu, and then it wasn't so beautiful anymore.
Well, he died, didn't he? And his illegitimate son took over.
Something like that. I can't remember.
His illegitimate son's Dodge.
Okay, you can proceed with your story now.
Sorry.
So yeah, it was a pitch correction plugin. So it was, if you don't know about pitch correction, it's like people say auto tune, but it's what it does.
G-snap.
Yeah, you play a note and it corrects the pitch that is being sung to that note. So if you use it correctly, you don't really hear it. It's only when you go to the extreme and you turn into Cher that you realize there is a lot of pitch correction going on.
Like Melodyne.
I pressed, I don't remember what it was, but I think I was trying to type my name and I managed to get the plugin stuck in G. So no matter what he sung, it only corrected it to G.
I always wanted Serato pitch and time, but that's very expensive. Sorry.
But yeah, so can you imagine an entire song just basically 3 different octaves of G? That was it. It was one of the stupidest things.
The note or the key?
Just the note G.
Oh,
just everything.
It'll do well on TikTok. You know the amount of people that have been requesting songs off TikTok, and the average time of a song on TikTok is 1 minute and 54 seconds. And I've noticed songs now are getting shorter in duration, like they pretty much were in the 50s and 60s.
You had, there was a spate where they were ridiculously short because that was the amount of tape that they had. And then during the 70s, they got a lot longer. And you ended up with things like Freebird, which famously has a 17-minute guitar solo.
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, Led Zeppelin, just really, you know, really long songs. And then you got back into sort of like the 90s, 2000s, and it went down to about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And then now it's just, thanks to social media, it's just got even shorter. Or what you'll have is people who release songs with one very, very catchy bit for about 20 seconds. And then the rest is just shite.
You know, one of the biggest songs of the 90s used a tiny sample from a Shaka Khan song. And it's the same bit over and over and over and over again, repeated all the way through. And I can still listen to it. And it's Stardust. Music sounds better with you.
It is Stardust. That was
Thomas Bangalter, Alan Brax, and somebody, Benjamin Diamond.
But it was
in relation to Neil Diamond.
What was the band name? They broke up for a short amount of time and did some solo projects.
Well, let's see. Thomas Bangalter went on to be in Daft Punk.
Daft Punk, that was it.
Alan Brax went on to team up with Fred Folk and do some stuff.
Yeah,
but I'm not so sure about Benjamin Diamond because he was just a singer.
Yeah, it was though. It was them two robots, Daft Punk, that I was thinking of.
Yeah. I met Fred Folk several years ago, and he is the nicest guy I've probably met out of all the musicians I've ever bumped
Sorry,
into.
I just got really confused there. I thought you said Peter Falk, and I was thinking, what are you
Oh,
doing
yeah.
around with Columbo?
You never heard of Fred Folk?
No.
Probably in
He's a
past.
bassist.
For names.
He does a lot of production stuff, and he does a lot of house music and dance stuff, French house, that kind of thing. He's a great guy, honestly. Really is a nice bloke.
Very cool.
Wayfarer Project, you've put a good one in the chat. If only Columbo were to sing.
Yeah.
Oh, Franco Walker says Autobahn, 22 minutes. I loves a bit of craft work.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tom says in the chat he loves a bit of Alan Brax. Yeah. His real name's Alain Quem, I think that's how you pronounce it. And his cousin's DJ Falcon. So in the French music scene, everybody knows everybody.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah, this Sunday on Earworms, we're doing the Fairlight CMI. So
do you know, I was thinking about the Fairlight the other day. I saw, in fact, I was listening to Art of Noise today, and I thought, everything they did was all on the Fairlight. And it was such a versatile machine, hell of a expensive machine at the time, made in Australia by two guys in the garage at one point. And you'd see pictures of Jean-Michel Jarre. He'd got one. Wakeman,
Peter Gabriel.
Oh yeah, Peter Gabriel was a big champion of that. In fact, there's a picture of what's her name, Kate Bush. And I think the picture of that machine is actually Peter Gabriel. She borrowed it.
Yeah. Yeah, they worked together a little bit.
Franco Walker, you really? I say, young man.
We were thinking it. You didn't have to say it out loud.
Yeah, it's always Franco. Hello to Alonzo Mosley in the chat. Thank you for joining us, Tom, as well. More the merrier. Drag your friends in. In fact, if you can bring 3 friends, you get a free beer. There we go.
Virtual.
Yeah. I think we should do that. That'd be a thing. If we could all have a beer together, all of us, get a beverage of your choice.
Ooh.
I'm struggling with beer at the moment. It's got to the point where everything always starts tasting the same. I was getting very much into craft beers and all this real ale malarkey. And then after about 3 or 4 years of drinking conservatively, I noticed everything's just started tasting the same, whether we're using the same hops or using the same barley and all that kind of thing. And I moved on to lagers, and I've been stuck in this lager phase for a little while. And I always said, "Oh, I'll never drink bloody lager. Oh, I'm a bitter drinker, me." And it's funny how your taste changes as you get older.
True.
Weird.
Yeah, I still like porters, but I don't drink beer that often. But when I get a chance, I like porters.
A local brewery to me that started buying quite a few pubs did an Anubis porter, and I'm not joking. That was bloody amazing.
Anubis.
Anubis porter, it was
Great
called.
name.
And I got in touch with the guy at the brewery. In fact, over on Twitter, as it was. And I said to him, can I buy some of this from you? And he said, yeah. He says, I'll drop a little, not a keg, but like in a bag. He says, just leave it a little while because it'll still be fermenting and whatnot. So I went and bought this bag, and it was in a box. And I brought it home, and I gave it the amount of time it needed to rest. And I started drinking it, and I thought, oh, this is bloody good. And I kept drinking it and drinking it and drinking it. And I thought, this bloody stuff's not going down. It must have carried on breeding. I ended up giving it away. I couldn't drink enough of it.
Wow.
We got a microbrew here in Florida that only have a couple, and that's more than enough. It's like drinking in a Guinness.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, Franco says what he does is add a bit of Scottish mouthwash to his beer. Hey, Brian's in the chat. Hello, Brian. How are you, matey? You all right?
Brian?
Of course, you can drink a Bloody Mary with your beer. It's kind of the same effect.
Menemnem says, I watched a video of Nobody's Diary by Yazoo yesterday, and I was shocked at how not fat Alice. Oh, you're a mean bastard. I remember her as really fat. Mean bastard. Maybe people are just fatter these days than they used to be. You mean bastard. I've reached a point in my fatness where I've got to do something about it. But the thing is, I'm not nowhere near being diabetic. So I must think, it's
Not
weird.
drinking beer helps.
Oh, fuck off. I'm not drinking beer.
Well, I'm just saying it helps.
Seriously, though, I mean, I'm married. I haven't got a deal of things in life to look forward to or enjoy anymore.
Yeah.
So if I can have a good single malt and a good beer, then I'm halfway there. That's my nirvana now.
You see, I haven't drunk for a couple of years now. I mean, I overdid it a little bit during COVID. I haven't drunk, and I'll tell you what, for not having any alcohol, I am no healthier, and I also find myself a little bit more depressed that I can't actually drink alcohol. So in all honesty, drinking is probably the best thing you can do.
Is it can't or won't, or is it a choice?
It's just a choice. I think I've got to a point. I just go, oh look, there's alcohol, and I just don't care.
Menem.
I'm kind of at that point too.
Oh no! Chips and gravy. Got to keep the chips and gravy.
And there's no way I'm cutting down on chips and gravy. You can fuck right off with that one, buddy.
With cheese or without?
No way.
What constitutes a chip?
Hooded Man's in the chat tonight. Good evening, boys. Good evening, Hooded Man. Hope you're keeping well, matey. I've not been in touch. I do apologise. I hope you're doing all right, matey.
What constitutes a chip in Britain?
French fry, but
except they're not French.
Fries and gravy. Yeah,
they're not. I think they're called French fries because they were made by a man called French.
Pomfries.
Like Pomfries, yes.
Humphreys.
Well,
Humphrey.
Do you know the worst French fry ever is the Mackie D's one? They are disgusting.
They were better when they were still cooked in the
in tallow,
in lard.
Yeah, in the lard.
I miss those days.
Once
they got rid of it, they're no longer.
Fast food has always been unhealthy, but it used to actually taste good. So it was like a guilty pleasure. But now I haven't done fast food in like a number of years because it's been so easy because it tastes bad anymore.
Do you know, my first experience of fast food was actually KFC in 1980, the first time I ever had KFC. And the first time I had a McDonald's was when we visited relatives in Ohio. We went to a place called Bloomingdale, and we went to a McDonald's there. And the first thing I ever had at a McDonald's was a McChicken sandwich. And that's still about the only thing I actually really enjoy from McDonald's.
Double quarter pounder with cheese is probably their best sandwich. I know people probably say Big Mac, but no, double quarter pounder is probably.
Yeah.
I like when they bring.
You might actually find some meat in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like when they bring the specials like the Big Tasty.
Oh, I do love the Big Tasty. I think they should do a double. What's tickling you, Wayfarer?
Just the concept of something called the Big Tasty.
Big Tasty. Yeah, okay. What they do in the UK might be slightly different to the US, but no, the Big Tasty is, I think it's a half pounder in one burger, and it's served with sort of like.
Help desk. Can you find a photo and we'll stick it on screen?
That's impressive if you got a whole half pound there.
And you can have it with pathetic bacon or not pathetic bacon. It's one of the only ones that's actually served with proper.
Years ago, you could get a triple Whopper with cheese.
Jeez.
Oh,
I would get a triple Whopper with cheese, large fries, and a Diet Coke.
Brian's got it where it knows what here. Diet pot knacker required.
Oh, yes.
There you go.
Diet pot knacker with 5% less fat.
I've got to love the Selby grill steak. That's my favourite. Atom Gray says, fast food, it's filthy now and expenses of fook. Yeah. It is. You're right. Yeah. Somebody else said that in the chat and I've lost it now. But Destron Stoller says, nothing beats a good Chinese takeaway. Tom says, fast food, overrated, way too expensive. Everything, it is. It is. Eminem rightly says, things taste better when they're shortening your life.
I don't know if you're ever back in the United States, you got to go to a Culver's. You don't care what the price is. That's the best burger ever. Although Adam may have a different opinion on that. Culver's is better than
In-N-Out Burger is
Fries
the way forward. I don't know how true that is.
What's that?
In-N-Out Burger is supposed to be the next big thing in burgers.
The double, yeah, but I would still take Culver's over the double.
You see, I haven't had many American burgers. I quite enjoyed Wendy's.
Yeah, Wendy's is good.
It was square.
Yeah, we've got Wendy's here
it's a square
now.
burger.
We do. That's why I had one. I was driving from somewhere near Cambridge and I found one. I've no idea where it was and I've never found it since, but I had a Wendy's meal and it was really nice.
The last time I had a Wendy's, it was, I don't know. I could see that it might be better than others, but it was like overly wet for me. I don't know.
Well, you got to eat it. If you let it soak the bun, your bun's going to fall apart.
It's sloppy, don't you?
No. If you want it sloppy, you got to have Five Guys.
Oh, no. So that's £12 for a fucking burger. That's ridiculous.
You have them there too?
Yeah. We do have Five Guys here, but
they're very boutique at the moment.
I guess it's more than Five Guys running that.
Yeah, there's a local lady. She likes her cock, and she had about Five Guys and thought it was something else. Anyway, Sword in the Storm says, "I think my first was a Wimpy."
Do you know why I like Wimpy? Because it didn't matter what it was; they always showed the price on the board in pennies.
Yeah,
so it would be 199p.
Mel says the rolls in McDonald's are rank, which is true, but for the bread, their food would be tasty. Yeah, I guess.
Big Mac sauce is
Arby's.
Tom comes out with a good one here. Yeah, food tastes better when you have heart palpitations and need a 2-hour nap.
Oh, God.
Right. Speaking of that, there was actually around here, there is a group of, I guess you call them gastropubs, a chain of them called the Hungry Horse. And they started doing, Wayfarer is loving this because it all sounds so ridiculous.
No, I'm just picturing all these people eating hay.
No, but the reason they're called the Hungry Horse because at one point they actually did a plate that was sort of like it was stupidly wide. It was sort of like 2 foot wide, and it was just packed with food.
Interesting fact for you, just briefly.
Yeah.
Franco Walker says the Americans found the French fry in Belgium during World War One. They thought they were French, so the name stuck.
Oh, that's interesting. Good bit of history.
Tom says, backing up Wimpy, their quarter pounders were the bomb. They were. In fact, there's a few Wimpies left. Every now and again, you find a random one dotted here, there, and everywhere.
Where had I got to?
Sorry.
Where had I got to?
The horses.
Okay.
Some horses eating in a pub.
So the Hungry Horse, they released I say a burger. It was not a burger. I think it was 3,000 calories. It was 2 burgers, loads of cheese, bacon, croutons. I mean, literally just a load of stuff in between 2 fried donuts.
Ooh.
I think they was called the Heart Stopper or something like that. And it was just, it was 3,000 calories. It was a day's worth of calories in one burger. It was disgusting. Yep. Of course I tried it. It was not nice. I'm glad they took it off the menu. It was an experience. That's about the only way to put it. I felt my arteries clogging up just looking at it.
I dread to think what my arteries are like. I bet you any money when I die, medical research says, "Oh, can we have his body?" They'll squeeze so much butter out of me, it'd be untrue.
I'm not saying I'm ill, but I left my body to science and they turned it down.
Yeah. A mill's closed. I've had to sell you all to medical research. Which reminds me, I'll stick that caption on and rattle my tin a little bit. If anybody feels like chucking us a few quid towards the production costs of the show, there are ways to do that in the description of the video in YouTube. Like and subscribe. Apparently, YouTube says I've got to do that more. I've got to beg a bit more for them. Does anybody else get messages like that? Oh, you're doing well, but...
Yeah. Yeah, I get them.
Well,
actually, I think they gave up on me.
700 views and there's like no likes. It's like 700 people watched this and you didn't like it. So, I mean, you watched it. So,
views means how many times it was clicked on, even if they watched it for like a second or two.
Right.
That's true.
But if somebody's leaving me a comment, I just had one today and it's like, that's great that you left a comment, but did you click a like? I didn't see that,
You bastard.
Nice.
But Trev makes a great point. It's almost, I get that you don't want to be doing it, but it does seem that way. That if you aren't reminding folks, they don't do it.
Well, then just say it quick. Just say, just a reminder, please hit that like button, and then go on.
Yes, please like and subscribe.
Rather than a long...
Tell 10 friends, chuck us a bit of cash, otherwise the kids won't have pork chops tomorrow.
No, what you need is a slide with a picture of grass in really small print that says, please like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that they want me to beg people to watch this. I mean, I wouldn't fucking watch this, even if I was to be fair.
You'd listen to it.
Yeah, but I feel sorry for everybody that does watch this because it's just a bunch of random arseholes talking shit.
There's a reason it's got the name Fubar. Come on.
Your average rando is more interesting than, everything they try to put under your nose.
Well, the thing is, I do things differently. You get some of these streams and they're so anal and boring. And then you'll notice that they're getting tons of views. So I'm thinking, are we a bit too exciting to get a big audience? Because there's one channel that fascinates me. The guy has got loads of subs and he gets loads of people on his stream, but he keeps having like the same couple of people on. And they talk the same shit over and over and over again. It's like, no matter when you view, you could have watched last August and you could have watched yesterday. And it's like conversation is exactly the same. It's like you've picked up exactly where it was last time. Yeah. Which is weird, really.
There's a lot of podcasts that are like that as well, where it's just it just you change the guest, but it's just the same stuff over and over and over. And it does get quite boring.
Yes, I did, Franco.
But there was a lot of there was a while back a lot of Twitch streamers that were getting in a lot of trouble because they would put their Twitch streams in an invisible window on websites. So anyone who actually looked at the website, it would count as a view on their Twitch stream.
Oh.
So and it's ridiculous because they put sort of like 10 of them up there, so it would just register 10 views. It was really scummy.
Wow.
And you're not allowed to do that anymore. You actually have to have, I think it's the screen has to be a minimum of 600 by 600 pixels before it counts as a view now.
Well, maybe this will help. Just a little bit of Darth Vader and a Renaissance painting of a Renaissance fair.
I've seen some YouTube channels, they'll put the same particular hot actress on their thumbnails. They're not talking about her; they're talking about something else.
Yes, one of my mentors, he knows who he is, says
the mentalist.
When I do the thumbnails for these videos, these live streams, that I should put a rather scantily clad young lady who's well furnished on the chest department. If she's got good chestnuts, use that as a thumbnail. But it's a bit hard when you're doing fucking RoboCop.
You can put her next to
RoboCop.
You can get AI to make you, a big-breasted RoboCop.
Yeah, that's entirely possible.
I haven't got the money to invest in AI, to be fair.
No, you could do. I do plenty of free stuff. How the hell do you think I came up with this shit?
I'm not that resourceful anymore. I'm in cognitive decline. I think I've hit that milestone in my life, and now I'm on the rapid slope to the grave.
Yeah, I know how you feel.
Yeah, the term is over the hill, and I get the meaning.
Yeah, I mean it's terrible.
But I might be over the hill, but I'm still on FM, bitches.
I mean, it's one of those things. It's a slow decline once you get over the hill. But I believe I speak for everyone when I say, when you pass, can I get your gear because I need a new microphone?
I wonder if you ought to do a general a general neutral version of RoboCop. Melvin Deeply, right? I'm gonna sort this out now. This I do know. Melvin Deeply says there must be a porn RoboCop film. There is. It's called RoboCock. Look it up.
There is
about a cop who gets his cock shot off, and they replace it with a. Sword in the Storm says RoboCock. Surely it is. There is RoboCock. I think it's from 1990. It's from Yab Yum Productions. Not that I know.
There is a Bollywood version of RoboCop.
There is, and it's fucking disgusting to watch.
It's really, really bad, but
It is really
God,
bad.
it's really funny.
It makes trauma look like 20th century folks.
That's true.
That's how good it is.
In wood.
But then again, I like a trauma movie.
I like asylum movies. Have you seen movies by the Asylum? They are just they're the people who are responsible for things like Sharknado.
Oh my
I've
God.
yet to see those films.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're hilariously bad.
I watched
seen 'em
one
all,
a couple of years ago with Hasselhoff in it, where he played a lifeguard, and I think it was like a Piranha 3D type thing. And this little ginger kid gets mauled by these piranhas. And the best line of the movie is from Hasselhoff. He goes, "You little ginger moron."
Asylum Studios has some fantastic movies. Snow White and the Seven Samurai.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah. Megalodon the Frenzy. Sharknado 2, the sequel. That is its name.
Sharknado.
Sharknado.
I mean, really,
But I think there was a 3 and 4 after that too.
There's a 5.
There was. There's the 10th anniversary edition that's come out as well now.
Oh my
isn't the one where they go in space and there's fucking Sharknadoes in space?
That wouldn't surprise me
I
entirely.
think so.
Oh, a controversial. Sword in the Storm says, "Come on, the Asylum is pure trash."
Yeah, but the thing about pure trash is sometimes it's worth watching. I've said this before about things like Skeleton Crew. When you have something really, really good, you want to talk about it, and it's great fun. If you have something like The Asylum, which is really, really bad, you want to talk about it because it's great fun. What you don't want is something like Skeleton Crew that's so mid and average. After about 10 minutes, you have nothing to talk about.
You'll never get that
Asylum-
time back watching fucking Skeleton Crew. I've
Yeah,
never seen anything more
Asylum
pathetic.
is fantastic. I mean, things like Meteor Moon. I don't even know what that is, but I want to see it because it just sounds terrible. It just sounds terrible. Top
Sword in
Gunner,
the
which is
Storm
based
says
on Top Gun.
Piranha 3 double D, Trev. That's the one. You ginger little moron.
Oh,
Another-
Six-Headed Attack Shark, sequel to Five-Headed Attack Shark.
I just reminded myself there of another film which is independently produced, and it's a bit of a piss take and a bit of a comedy, and it's got Hasselhoff in it. Anybody ever see? Oh God, what is it? Oh, that kung fu thing with Hackerman and Hasselhoff's in it, and he sings a song called "True Believer."
Oh God, I've seen the music video for that.
Oh,
Which I
at
can't
the
remember.
beginning where it says, "God permits for those guns, boys."
Yes, that's it.
And he like blows them up and kills them and shit. He goes,
Car flying over their
"Permission
heads and stuff.
denied."
Ridiculous.
Oh God, what's it called? Is it Kung something?
I'll
Kung
find
Chewy.
it.
No, it's a Swedish guy made it. And there's that old guy who, with all the muscles, he plays Thor in it. Oh God, it's going to bug me now. You're looking it up, aren't you, Help Desk?
Of course.
Kung Fury says Sword in the Storm. I think that might be it. It's only a short film, but it's really good. Hitler gets his ass kicked in it, but Hitler can do kung fu.
And let's have a look. Yeah, it's got a cameo by David Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff,
Oh my
yeah.
God, it was crowdfunded through Kickstarter in 2014.
It's
Mm.
good.
Yep,
Who
Adolf
plays
Hitler,
Hackerman? Because
the Kung Fuhrer. Oh my God, the plot is
Führer.
bizarre.
Kung Fuhrer.
yeah,
Kung Fuhrer,
I
Adolf
told you
Hitler.
Hitler could do kung fu.
Holy
Kung
crap.
Fuhrer.
However, a glitch in the system sends him back through time to the Viking Age,
Yeah,
Oh,
that's it.
and the Norse god Thor sends him to Nazi Germany.
Wow.
I don't know what this movie is, but I want to see it now.
It's
Is it on
honestly, you
Amazon?
will love it. I think it's on the tube. It's on here somewhere.
Fantastic.
I'll have to
I will
find it.
have to find it.
Yeah.
Wirra of
Look
Bly
really bad.
says in the chat, "There's nothing wrong with anything double D." True.
I think
And
we should do a
Franco-
comparison of that
Franco's-
movie to Iron Sky.
He was the best
which is
character in
worse.
Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Franco's siding with you, Help Desk. He says Asylum makes great films.
Yeah. They also have, I've just realized this, an offshoot that does Christian movies of proper movies. For example, High School Musical, they've got one called Sunday School Musical.
Oh,
It-
wow.
Oh,
This looks really, really, I mean, I'm just shutting that page. That looks terrible. But my God, they look like they would be funny. Transmorphers released 6 months after Transformers. Oh, that looks bad. I want to watch that.
Destron Solar says, love that Hasselhoff is in a game I play at the end of one campaign. Command and Conquer Red Alert 3. Do you know, I'm still playing a game on PS1 and it's got Bruce Willis in it. And anybody ever play Armageddon? Apocalypse, that's it. Or is it Armageddon? It's one or the two. I should know it. I play it 2-3 times a week.
Wow.
Oh, no. But David Hasselhoff is in a game that I played. It was Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. He was a special character. If you did the zombie survival mode and you activated the robot doing its 5 separate missions, then David Hasselhoff would join you as an NPC and kill zombies for you.
I've just figured out
the Knight Rider theme tune.
Who Destron Solar is. We've played that. If you are who I think you are, Destron Solar, me and you have played that game a lot back in the day.
This is the point at which he tells you you're wrong. Or wrong.
Well, I'm guessing, and I know who it is because I've just had a text message. You see, so I put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah,
you have friends. Way.
I'm sending you some bad AI female RoboCops.
Nice. Melv said, I had Apocalypse on PS1. Good game. It is a good game. Some good one-liners from Bruce Willis in that. He goes, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. After he, many times, yes, I know you are now. Shall I tell you who it is?
Are we going to know?
It's my oldest son.
He's found your stream.
Yeah.
Wow.
My God.
Did he click the like button?
Oh.
Has he liked and subscribed?
Yeah, liked and subscribed.
He should have done, else I'll disown him.
Has he donated to your coffee account?
He doesn't need to.
Does he go by the oldest son?
Can he make you a cup of coffee then?
Well,
3 friends.
He's I think 28 this year.
The younger gamer.
The younger gamer, yes.
Yeah.
Is it 28? I can't fucking remember. How bad's that? Oh dear. At least I know when your birthday is. Anyway, I'm going to get myself in trouble now.
Sword in the Storm. Has anyone seen the new Avengers yet? No, and I never will.
No.
Well, if it's not got Purdy in it, it can fuck right off.
I said months ago that the asterisk was going to be by the end of the movie, they'd be called the Avengers. And I got told that would be terrible screenwriting. That'll never happen.
Oh,
I am so vindicated.
I'm on the wrong
terrible
Avengers.
screenwriting.
I'm on the wrong Avengers, aren't I? They're on about the Marvel Avengers.
They're on about the Marvel. Yeah. Well, no. New Avengers. So Marvel's Thunderbirds. Bolts.
When I said you can fuck off, it has got Purdy in it.
Yes, John Steed. Very classic.
I prefer the Purdy. What's he said? Oh, 27 this year, old man. All right then, son. Thank you.
Old enough to clean up after yourself. Remember that.
Franco Walker, you are an absolute star. I knew it was on the tube somewhere. Kung Fury official movie in HD, and there's the link for you. Go on, click it, save it.
At the end of the stream, you can go and watch it.
Definitely. Well, we finish at 11, so you've got plenty of time. I don't know if I've said hello to Vex yet. Hello, Vex. How are you?
Hello, Vex.
I'd like to show you.
We should all say that in unison.
Oh, Vex is sexy as fuck, you know. Her husband should count his blessings every day. Stream.
He's funny. I don't know if you saw her Sunday stream.
No, we're letting you go. You get down on your knee.
Just enjoy yourself. What the hell?
Everybody knows I do the Rick Reeves knee rubbing thing when Vex is about.
Lovely.
None of that. We don't talk about things of that nature on this channel.
Fair enough.
I know I was encouraged to do it on another channel, but there's no way in hell I want to recreate that vibe. You know, it's good times, good laughs. Like I said, just a bunch of random arseholes chewing the fat, having a laugh, having a bit of fun, because you've got to have a bit of fun. There's people and evil forces in this world that would rid you of your fun. But we're here to champion that and keep it going, because we're all mates, you know, we're all friends. Let's just have a laugh. Well, Vex says, laughing her ass off. I'm cleaning while listening. I've got something you can clean.
Oh crap! That
Wayfarer,
didn't work.
Wayfarer has done.
Your
That
husband.
didn't
Email
work.
Robocop.
Did something.
She's married. I'm married. It's all a bit of good fun. Or somebody gets hurt.
I gotta
Somebody
fix
loses a
this.
testicle, you see. It is.
Oh dear, what the hell is that?
That's female Robocop. That's Robocop with boobs.
Yeah, I was gonna do it better than that, but I screwed up. Yeah, let's just hide this.
Oh, help desk. I wonder if you could help me with something.
Yes.
You know, because I said I was thinking that when they said New Avengers, I thought it was the TV show.
Joanna Lumley, yes.
Can you find me a picture of Purdy, please? But not Gareth Hunt. I remember the old joke about him magicking the beans.
Oh.
Beans.
What's this? Oh, hooded man, you saucy minx. I think Vex's husband calls his blessings all too. Yes. So what are you cleaning, Vex? Are you cleaning your house or the kitchen? Or do tell us. We're quite interested to know.
Giving the cat the bath. Cats love baths.
Franco says, which bits are you cleaning? I can just imagine him saying that in a really saucy voice.
Oh, there they go.
What?
I heard.
Upstairs.
I heard your oldest son going up the stairs.
No, that he doesn't live here. He's got his own place.
Oh, so we can't make you a cup of tea. Terrible.
Well, out of all my kids, all 6 of them, 2 still live at home, which is good in a way.
Sword in the Storm makes a good point. The old TV show is why we round up with Avengers Assemble in the UK. Yes, they had to change the name because it was the Avengers everywhere else in the world.
Do you know, I really enjoyed the New Avengers because the theme tune was shit hot. Wasn't it a Laurie thingamabob? Is it Laurie Johnson? He did loads of theme tunes, Professionals, and all that kind of stuff. But the New Avengers soundtrack, the theme, that was mint. And then again, the theme tune to the Saint Returns.
I was just thinking about the Saint. That's my favorite from that era.
Alan Partridge liked sitting in his Rover doing a thing with the leather gloves on. Hey, here we go. Wayfarer as RoboCop.
Yeah, I had to fix things a little bit.
Why didn't you stick? Is that Kenny Rogers, or did you not stick Kenny Rogers?
It's AI Kenny Rogers, so it means it looks more like Sean Connery.
Oh, you and Kenny Rogers. It'd be funny if you put accidentally. It looks more like Kenny Loggins.
Yeah, these days.
Oh dear.
I've been through the danger zone. The danger zone.
Michael McDonald. It looks a bit more Michael McDonald, to be fair. Is he still going?
I
thought he retired.
I don't know.
I could be wrong.
You know, gotta find out. Is he this side of the grass?
This is why I love working in radio, because the amount of great songs out there, and I get they say about doing a job you love. I think it's true, and I've had this weird flow going on for the last 2 or 3 weeks where I've been able to because it's a request show. I've been putting the songs in an order where they flow into each other, even though they might be different genres. And I've been doing it in such a way, it's like, wow, I listen to it and I'm like thinking, God, I can't believe I've just done that. Because it sounds so crafted.
There is a website, I can't remember what it's called now, where you actually put 2 different songs, a start of a playlist and an end of a playlist. And then it goes through Spotify and figures out songs that flow into each other right the way down. So you can get from the first song to the last song basically in one go, and all of the songs actually flow nicely.
Yeah. My lad says, watched an episode of The Professionals the other day with Emperor Palpatine in it. He was in an episode.
Ian McDermott, yes.
And I tell you who was in an episode of The Professionals before she was really famous. Alice Krieg, a.k.a. the Borg Queen from First Contact.
I'm just looking up Laurie Johnson. My God, he's got a lot of credits.
Was it Laurie Johnson? It is, isn't it?
It's Laurie Johnson.
Yeah. Joanna Lumley as Purdy looks stupid with that haircut, though.
It is a bit of a penis bowl cut, yes.
I could have gargled with her piss. She was gorgeous. Gavin Blackburn said, all the Sapphire and Steel stories are free on YouTube. Yes, they are. Oh, on YouTube ITV, starring Joanna Lumley. And David McCallum, of course. I was a big fan of David McCallum. Even
Man from U.N.C.L.E. was awesome.
It fucking well was. I love that show. Open Channel D.
Top
I've
priority.
got them all on box set as well.
Mm.
There's just something about the Man from U.N.C.L.E. and Napoleon Solo, Ilya Kuryakin, and it's just a shame when Guy Ritchie did that reboot. He made such a
so bad
job of it.
What I liked about it was it's such a Guy thing that, you know, all the technology was sort of like you've got a pen and you suddenly, you know, move bits around and click things and it's a communicator, or you're just hiding guns in shoes and stuff like that. It was awesome. I love that.
Just before I go any further, Common People says, every time I click on this stream, I wonder why I did. Well done.
And yet you will sit here and watch 45 minutes going, why am I here?
Manum says, Pamela Stevenson showed her tats in the professionals when she got a grenade down her top. Nice.
Oh, she did, didn't she? Yes, I remember.
Northern English Bastard says, evening, you beautiful bastards. Hello, you, sir.
Hello.
How are you? Destron Star says, still love that gun from the Man from U.N.C.L.E. that became Megatron. Oh, yeah, the Walther. Not the Walther. It wasn't the Walther, was it? Or was it? Oh.
It wasn't the Walther.
I don't think it was,
the small one.
Is it a Luger? Oh, God, it'll come to me eventually. I'm not doing so well on having good recall. Franco's got another link here. ITV Retro. There we go. I'm going to check that one out. Like I was saying about David McCallum, one of his shows that he did. Oh, Brian says it's the Walther P38. There we go. Thank you, Brian.
Oh, it is. Okay.
I was just thinking, David McCallum did a one-season show in the States, didn't he? And it was a flop, which was a shame. Do you remember The Invisible Man?
I remember that.
That was shit hot.
That was for the special effects for the time. You know, he was basically acting on a green screen, but it did work quite well. Some of the perspective was occasionally a little bit off, so he appeared to be.
If you remember, for
he was on NCIS.
He was.
He actually made a joke in NCIS about the fact that in a past life his name was Ilya Kuryakin.
Yes, I like it when they do those semi-fourth wall breaks.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, The Invisible Man was certainly an interesting show.
SG1 did quite a few. When they launched the Prometheus, and Jack O'Neill says, can we call it the Enterprise?
Yes.
Or, what is it? They get stuck on an ice planet and Carter's shouting at him, go on, just MacGyver something.
Yeah, that's when they came through the second gate, which was in
Second Gate on Earth, that was it, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Which the Russians eventually got hold of that. Oh, well, no, was it that gate?
No, they got rid of. They got the one that fell when the Asgard ship crashed into the Pacific.
That was it. That was the episode Marina Sirtis was in.
Yes.
I think I missed that.
Franco says, let's see. I love The Invisible Man with David. It was really good. Even Tom says, yes, remember Invisible Man? It was really good. Like you say, Help Desk, for the time. When they painted his face on, that was just so good. And he'd take that mask off, and it was just brilliant.
Do you remember they tried to reboot it with what's his name, Bob the Builder guy?
Neil
Morrissey.
That's it.
Yeah, they tried to reboot it. And
no,
they did. It was in the late 90s, early 2000s, and it was this whole convoluted thing where he got accidentally stuck in something, and then they became reactive to water, and every time it rained he turned invisible. And there was also a motorbike that was there at the same time, so that turned invisible at the same time.
That's particularly dangerous, I think.
It was really it was stupid, but
Let's ride an invisible fucking motorbike. That's going to end well, I think, don't you? What was the name of the show? Was it called Splat by any chance? Because that's probably what had happened.
It was just called The Invisible Man. It was so, as a premise, it was terrible.
And invisible motorbike doing 70 on a highway. Yeah,
that's a question that I have. If you're invisible, if you're the Invisible Man, can you see yourself?
No, but technically speaking, you can't see anything because your eyes would be invisible and you see, because of light reflecting off the back of them.
Do you remember the film that John Carpenter directed with Chevy Chase? Was it The Memoirs of an Invisible Man?
There you go. Yeah.
And he was eating, and he could see his food going down into his gullet, and it was making him puke.
There was one from the 1950s called The Transparent Man, which basically, guy invisible, but the effects were exactly as good as you think. So if he was holding anything, it would just be something suspended by a bit of string.
Do you know what's going through my head now? Do you know what's going through my head now? Hello, computer.
Help desk. Would that be something that would be shown on B-sides, you think?
It might actually be. It was called, The Amazing Transparent Man. I'm pretty sure that was the name of it.
Adam. Get her done.
We got a film request.
But I think he was a villain, so he went and robbed a bank. So there was this one scene with just a bag of money flying through the air, and a policeman grabs it out the air and then has to pretend that he's just been punched. So then does a
Did anybody catch the early 2000s Invisible Man? I thought that was
on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah, the one with a guy in it called Vincent Ventresca as Dame Darian Fawkes.
Oh no, not the one I'm thinking of then.
It wasn't half bad. Eddie Jones was in it, who played his boss. He was in The New Adventures of Superman, wasn't he? He played Jonathan Clark. Brandy Ledford was in it from time to time. She's a bit of a nod duck in sci-fi world, isn't she? She was in the last 2 seasons of Andromeda, and she made various appearances. She was not a Goa'uld, she was a Tok'ra agent, wasn't she? And she got poisoned by the symbiote poison.
Which actress?
Brandy Ledford.
Everyone's Googling.
Reasonable looking blonde. Oh, American-Canadian actress, dancer, and former model.
Like Atom Gray says, I know that one very well. I'm not surprised. It's a good movie, isn't it? If you could go invisible, what would you do? I would go to Covent Garden, find a mime, and beat the crap out of him so he gets the best round of applause he ever gets in his life.
Actually, Brandy Ledford, not bad. Not quite Lexa Doig material, but...
No.
Oh, no, I've done it
now.
now.
She won a lot, right? I remember the character, but I'm just...
Hang on.
How did you say she died from the poison?
The symbiote poison.
Symbiote poison? Oh.
I think it might have been the episode, when the Trust had got that, what was it? Attack in orbit, the one that Osiris had.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute, what's going off here?
She had previously worked with David Hewitt, too.
There's somebody knocking at the door. Do we let them in?
I think we should.
Sure.
Do you know who it is?
No,
I don't.
Not Brian.
It's Taylor.
Look.
Oh,
hello.
How's your internet?
Shit.
Hey, top of the morning to you. How's your frosted Lucky Charms?
Potato's suffering from the fact he has no internet at the moment because it broke.
Well, how's he here?
Hotspot on my phone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Using up all the mobile data for us.
Wow. Have you seen the recent photo shoots of Lexa Doig? 51. She's gorgeous.
He's off on one. Somebody get the hose.
I would definitely gargle with her piss.
Dude, into the horny cage, man.
So she can still do Stargate if the...
She can fucking do me.
Is Dr. Lamb?
Michael Shanks, he is the luckiest bastard in the world. Shanks, if you ever come across this stream, if anybody points you in this direction, I hope the first thing that goes through your head when you wake up is, thank you. The universe fucking looked down on you and it shone.
You know, hey, Franco, you know who his first wife was, don't you?
Who?
Shari.
Yeah, true, but that's a character, you doink.
No, the actress. I don't know the actress.
No, in real life.
Name.
I don't know the actress's name.
Did he? What, Shanks or Spader?
Shanks.
Michael Shanks, yeah.
Really? He was married to the actress who played Shari.
They had a child and then they got divorced and now she looks all fat and sad. And he married his second wife.
Ah, I did not know that.
Very cool.
Very nice that he had a second wife to marry.
Jammy?
Yeah.
He's a jammy
It
bastard.
is a jammy salt.
I saw him in the shittest movie I have ever seen. I need to be Kusri up for it. Right?
Mhm.
What movie is it?
It's on Netflix, dude. It's something about time. Basically, this girl goes back 20 years. Sorry, I vomited in my mouth. To 2004.
Nice.
What?
The movie's that bad, he just vomits in his mouth.
Hello, top of the morning to you. I'm sorry, that spewed. 10 meters of potato stew. The hooded man says, Tater's in the house. Welcome to chaos. True.
Hello. But
Or you are an anathema wrapped up in an enigma.
yes, also known as a potato.
Tater.
Is that the movie called Time Cut?
Time cut.
That shit, yes.
Oh, that one. Oh God, yes, I've seen that.
Time Cut review. Netflix's poor excuse for a slasher.
Yes,
Wow.
I have
And
seen.
that's from
I've seen
Screen
this.
Rant.
I've seen this.
Wow.
It's really, really bad. Oh,
Dude, I got
God,
to
I
20
wanna see
minutes.
it.
of the
He's only been on the
movie.
screen 45 seconds and it's going fucking tilt.
I watched 20 minutes of the movie and that was 5 hours too long.
Wow.
Oh, fucking hell.
That movie
God,
took 4 years off my life.
Holy shit balls. I've just
Like-
received a DM of what a female RoboCop would look like.
I'm making a better one right now.
I'm going to have to figure out. I know. If I do this. Right, Tater, just cause fucking chaos and destruction while I just download this
Oh,
photo.
those things aren't worth it. I'm making a better one right now.
Okay. So how's everyone's political opinions at the moment?
No politics.
How does everyone think the new Pope's going to do?
Oh, shut the fuck up. We are not
They've made
talking-
one.
We are not talking about politics or fucking
No,
religion.
I
How
just-
about
here.
Andor? Has
Right, I
anybody
did-
watched Andor
No,
besides me?
Gamer, you're the only one with a brain aneurysm.
Oh.
Right. I'm only going to say this about the Pope. He's an American. He's from Chicago. That means the next papal
Really?
war.
Yeah.
The next papal war will be which is the best pizza.
Can I say one
Chicago
thing
deep dish.
about
No.
Italian thin
people
crust.
think,
Chicago
but
deep dish.
It's not
No, screw that.
political. Did anyone watch The Seagull?
No.
What?
The what?
I've
No,
met
he stole my
Jonathan
chips.
Livingston.
You say the
Seagull.
sequel. What are we talking about?
They see him at the
Seagull.
beach.
When the white
I mean,
smoke came out, it plummeted a seagull in the face.
No, I'll have to go back and watch that.
Yeah. But my God.
I think I've just lost the fucking way to, I don't
There we
know,
go.
rationalize.
Here's a nice Robo girl.
Oh, dude, what's with this new fucking JPEG large format?
It means a large JPEG
So why can't they just put JPEG and leave it at that?
because it's JPEG and then there's a bigger JPEG.
No shit.
No, Tato,
And
you
you
have
asked.
Disney
Listen,
Plus.
it
You're
could be
telling
a
me
P-
you
it
haven't
could be a
watched
PDF,
Andor
that'd
even
be
just to
even
see how it is?
Here we go.
No, because I know how it's going to end. I've seen Rogue One. There.
There you go.
Well,
What about that?
Oh,
Yeah, that's RoboCop from the remake. Yeah,
It's a bird RoboCop.
it is.
but that's real.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Of course, it's real. If it makes you feel better.
I don't know. I think she'd tighten your nuts a bit too much, don't you?
She comes with her own attachments.
Hard or soft, you're
But,
coming with me.
Yeah, I've got Disney Plus, but I only watch good things, and I already know how Andor is going to end. It's called Rogue One.
Yeah, that's quite true. Fair enough.
Well, that would be a reason not to go watch Titanic either.
Oh, dear.
I didn't go.
I
look,
didn't
the
go to
only reason-
Titanic either. I'm just pointing that out.
Oh, fucking
Okay,
hell.
okay, I'm going to kill Chef. I own the 4-hour extended DVD of Titanic.
And in context, there's a bar scene that helps explain the movie.
Tater, can you answer me a question?
What?
Why do you make it feel like I'm on fucking acid?
I don't know. I don't know.
At least it's free.
Right.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, in
Oh,
the chat,
I-
you don't know this. We have a little group that we have where we try and coordinate coming onto a stream. And
You said
me,
coming on to.
I know. And me and Tater managed to get into a discussion that was so unhinged. Trevor had to remind us that we should keep that chat away so we could actually plan the stream because he
Yes,
completely forgot who was on tonight because we just shifted it sort of like 20 pages up.
I wasn't particularly impressed with the line of conversation.
What,
Sorry
the
about
close in the suit?
BDSM has no place in my chat group, thank
Listen,
you.
it was just the director of 50 Shades movies passed away yesterday, and it was very sad.
I feel sorry for him. I really do.
What was the other movie he directed? Glengarry Glen Ross.
Everyone
If you haven't seen
please
it, great
rate the
movie.
ball gags in memory of the writer.
Oh God, here we go.
So, but it was just whole thing about people don't want to be kink shamed. They find it quite humiliating, which is quite funny because if they feel humiliated, they quite enjoy it. So you don't know whether to say it or not. That's kind of now you can imagine the entire rest of the conversation.
You know something? If people pay to be belittled and demeaned and they quite enjoy it, why don't they just get fucking married? Because you get that for free.
Well, it's a Monty Python skit. Yeah, I paid for an argument. No, you didn't.
Oh, dear. This is
this meaningless contradiction. This is.
Yeah, but like when you pay to get demeaned and things like that, and you piss them off, you can leave. I mean, you're stuck with your wife.
Yeah, don't remind me. Brian says Tater is like Zig and Zag rolled into one.
Oh my word! Throwback.
Oh dear. Buddy Man says we're all on acid. Well, that'd be quite nice. And Vex says coming on stream. I can't imagine you saying something as
moist,
something like that, Vex. I've never met such a perverted woman.
I mean, she's welcome to come on with all of us.
Okay. Anyway, Wirren of Blythe says, "Okay, I'll take my GIMP mask off then." Which reminds me, we've got to do Pulp Fiction. What was I going to say there?
I'm pretty sure that's a porn parody. I mean,
maybe you keep your video collection to yourself. We'll have to do Pulp Fiction on Monday Night Mayhem sometime soon. In fact, I am really excited about this coming Monday. Because it's one of my personal favourites. I was going to do it on Solid B's, but I decided not to. So, anybody want to take a guess? I'll give you a clue. 1984, cult classic. It was a total flop. Laugh for while you can, a monkey boy. Laugh for while you can, a monkey boy.
And it's not the Super Mario movie.
No, because that was 90s.
Bob Hoskins. Yeah, okay.
I'll give you a clue. Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, God.
Independence Day of the Jackal.
No,
okay. That's two movies. I've got confused.
Oh, was it the one he did with Cyndi Lauper?
Nope.
Do you remember the name of that one? What was it like? Bewitched?
No. But I'll give you a clue. It stars.
Did he play a quirky scientist?
Sort of.
Well, that's all he plays, so it doesn't really help.
Is it a fly?
No, it's The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai.
Oh, okay.
Are you on drugs?
No.
4 pints, just 4 pints.
You know, nobody's seen this movie. There's Jeff Goldblum as New Jersey on the left. There's Mr. Krabs, the Kurgan from Highlander, next to Peter Weller.
I haven't
It's a bizarre movie. I guess that's why I forgot the line.
I'm going to have to find it now.
Dam, what's used in everything in TV shows. Didn't Knight Rider get blown up there once? I don't know the name of the dam. We've got Jeff Goldblum before he was really famous, dressed as a cowboy.
Fair enough.
Nobody's seen Buckaroo Banzai.
No, I only watch good things.
I've seen portions of it at a friend's house when I was really young.
Battered, you mean? There we go. The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai. I could play you I could play you. You know the intro that I do before the show.
Go on, surprise us.
Do you want me to give you a taster? I know I'm sort of spoiling it for Monday.
Oh, go ahead.
Spoilers are good.
Let's just check this out. This is what's happening on Monday Night Mayhem.
Oh my!
He's a rocker. Doctor.
Don't tug on that. You never know what it might be attached to.
Inventor.
Activate oscillator.
He's broken the sound barrier. philosopher.
No matter where you go, there you are.
And the only hero.
Buckaroo.
Buckaroo.
Buckaroo. Curse you, bonsai!
Who can save us all.
Evil! You're inseparable from the 8th dimension! Venom!
Launch thermal pod.
Buckaroo Banzai is pure nutty fun.
Buckaroo, you forgot your thruster.
Why don't you hold on to it for a while?
The cult sci-fi classic.
Run!
In a dimension all its own.
Real-life Martians landing in New Jersey.
Holy Toledo! We will hire a portable beam weapon. Vaporize the whole damn planet?
If we blow this today,
Get him up.
There ain't no tomorrow.
Left, I said left. This is left. I mean my left. Your left, go your right.
Buckaroo, President's calling about is everything okay with the alien space cloud from Planet 10, or should we just go ahead and destroy Russia?
Tell him yes on 1 and no on 2.
The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai.
which was yes, destroy Russia or number 2?
So that's what's happening on Monday.
I am intrigued. I am really intrigued.
So how often do you spend
It's a
looking at
cult classic for a reason. If it's like a total piece of shit, right, then it usually turns out to be a cult classic, and that's just one that went under the radar. If it's like one of those, if you know situations.
Trev,
Also,
you did spell purposes wrong on the first slide, though.
Did I?
Yeah.
Porpoises.
You put proposes.
Oh, I know what. When I went in the bin, because that's where you store your media assets. I got the original version of that where I corrected it, so I've put the original as opposed to the corrected version. But now you've mentioned that, I shall go back and swap it back.
You see, so you haven't seen the one that will be appearing on Monday, so you've got to turn up on Monday to make sure he's corrected the spelling mistake.
Yeah.
I guess I could try to check that out over the weekend. And
it's well worth it. Put it this way: if you've seen a Charlie Sheen movie, you're not going to lose any time watching this fucker.
So, Steph, I have a question for you.
Go on.
How often do you spend perusing the Pound Shop DVD section?
Who, me?
Yeah,
I haven't bought a DVD in years.
I'm just wondering, just walk in like, oh, this looks weird.
I've got plenty of weird.
I've got some really good classics from Poundland before now. I got Oh Zombie, which is Zombie Osama bin Laden.
Really?
Yes. I still haven't got around to watching it because I'm worried it's one of those ones that's going to take over my life.
Why hasn't somebody have done a version of that but used Hillary instead?
You know what's interesting is how they have those DVDs now with like 3 different films on them. And it's like one of them I got recently was Music 101, and it had This Is Spinal Tap and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Oh, wow.
I forget what the third one was.
I've just had an idea for like a spoof movie, like a cheesy
I'm already
horror.
doing Spinal Tap. That one is going to be the 1-year anniversary of Earworms on June 1st.
Yes. What about Frank and Epstein? That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Ooh.
Brought Epstein back, but like a Frankenstein type creature, and he comes back and gets all the people on his list.
Wow. You're going to make this film?
That would be
no, but I think it should be made. And he gets Hillary and Bill first.
We should do a script writing.
Andrew,
you're going to have to get Ian David Diaz on that.
Did you see the list?
Crowdfund it.
Did anybody see part 1 of the list that's been revealed about Diddy and Epstein's parties?
Yeah.
What, they were the same? I thought they were separate lists. No.
No. There's been a few leaks, hasn't there, from the Epstein list?
I've missed that.
Oh yeah.
And I wouldn't like to say Randy Andy's been named and shamed, but we'll leave that one to your imagination. But the Diddy one, quite revealing.
Also, Kanye West
Bieber for one.
Yeah, well, Justin
Kevin
Bieber's
Hart.
breaking down.
There's no real surprises. It's like all the types that you'd think are a little bit dodgy and depraved, but they don't call it Hollyweird for nothing. That's how you get on in the industry. It's not what you know; it's what you know on the certain person who can get you in that movie.
Yeah.
It's just like he takes after his dad. Right, Destron Solar says, last DVD I got was Hercules in New York.
Oh, God, that's the Arnold Schwarzenegger one.
It is.
Oh, God, I love that.
I
You
remember
said they
him
were-
telling me that he's got both versions on the disc, so you can have the undubbed version or the dubbed
undubbed
version.
is amazing.
Have you ever seen?
Discos.
Have you ever seen
brilliant.
the Terminator Arnold Schwarzenegger dubbed General someone's scene?
No.
No.
Oh my God, they have him dubbed over with this redneck American, and he's like, "Hi, welcome to Skynet. I'm here, and I got to treat."
Oh yeah, I know what you mean now. Yeah, he was the template, wasn't he, for the T800?
Yeah,
Yes.
dude, I'm still salty they cancelled the Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Oh, for those playing the home game, I did find it. That film I was thinking about earlier with Jeff Goldblum and Cyndi Lauper is called Vibes from 1988.
I remember that now you've said it. Vibes.
It was interesting.
One of the things I'm really intending on doing on my channel, and I definitely wait for it, I'll definitely get you in on this, right?
Oh yeah.
Is I want to do PSAs from different countries that are fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
Don't boil a kettle on a boat.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Thank you, Robbie.
That's brilliant. I love that.
Can you give mention to Jason Judge? He loves your channel. Sorry, I had to do that. It's a bit of an in-joke.
So I guess you want to start a Seasides.
Hey.
PSA sides.
Oh, do you know something? I want to be wrecked tomorrow. I mean, B-side starts at 2 a.m. So I'm good. See, the thing is, I get about 45 minutes in and I nod off unintentionally. Don't mean to.
You should come on to one of our streams that starts at midnight and ends until like 2 or 3.
Wouldn't like me coming on you, potato.
What?
Hey? You're too late for you stay up too late for me.
Our streams are fantastic though, because we play various different computer games on stream.
Yeah.
And you know, we've got one called the First Descendant, which is basically lots of shooting, but we've also been doing some Sea of Thieves, which is your classic pirate game. And I don't know if it's because we're streaming it, but we have had some of the worst luck ever.
Without gamer. Always without gamer.
I'm always there to rescue him.
Right. There is this thing called the Kraken. There is one Kraken split between one Kraken split between 5 servers, and when nothing else is happening, the Kraken will appear on one of those servers. So the chance of it appearing is 1 in several thousand. In the past 2 months, we've been attacked by a Kraken 3 times. We have had the worst luck, and we've been bitten by megalodons. We've had our ship blown up by gunpowder barrels. We got caught in a storm and got sunk.
That feels personal.
That would no. I did not mention the fact that you were the one who blew up one of our ships.
We had one guy, Wicked, my cousin's husband. He turned around and I couldn't say anything to him because he's related to my fucking cousin, and he's there went, "Hey guys, what's this? What? Because he was shooting things, you know, like target practice, getting good, and next thing our whole ship sank."
Yeah.
So
it's like, you know, we have the worst luck. We refer to ourselves as the remedial pirates because we are so
well hold on.
Average.
Don't include Gamer in that. Like last Saturday I checked you guys out and he had like pretty much the sense of what
I was
to do.
locking things down.
And he was just pretty much telling you guys, all right, maybe you should go to the cannons now, or maybe you should lift the anchor so we can get out of here, and that sort of stuff. While you guys seem to be doing a lot of, I don't know what, running around, but not really accomplishing.
Thank you, Wayfair. I was doing my best.
Listen, the last time we got attacked by a Kraken, we managed to get away from it, only to be attacked by a skeleton ship that rose out of the sea and started attacking us as well. It's like they were working together. It was
but you guys are pretty much standing there on the deck taking pictures of it rather than doing
anything
about
it.
It.
Really cool. It does look cool. We've got clips on our YouTube channel.
Okay,
amazing.
Why I stood still is the thing is we were on a break, a 3-person ship, and the galleon, it has been known to take 5 ships, like 5 crews to defeat it. That in itself is a moving world boss. Like
and
we
it
were
just happens
standing
to be chasing us, yes.
Yeah, and we were standing there like, No, we have loot on this ship. We don't want to anger the world boss.
The world boss.
It's not as if Elder Scrolls Online, where it could tell a gamer to go and tickle the world boss. As we stand in safety watching him getting thrown around or something like that.
Actually, one of the first times we got attacked by a kraken, it swallowed Gamer and then threw him halfway across the map. And he actually just sat in the water,
Swallowed him?
stayed, looking at the ship.
Spot. Yeah, no,
he was far away from the action, looking at the ship, watching all these tentacles writhe around it and smash into the ship, just going, I'm fine out here.
I'm good. I'm not going to swim back.
Do you remember when we were with Wicked and we got attacked by the Kraken and he just started swimming the opposite direction?
Yes,
smoking the Kraken.
He just ran away. Yes. And then the ship sunk, but there was a rowboat, so you got in the rowboat, and then I died, and then I respawned with the ship on the other side of the map, and then you guys managed to make it to land, and then I had to sail on my own on a massive ship across the entire map to come and get you. Twice.
Thank you.
Twice.
But yeah, I like being challenged. Help Desk and I were going to sail a galleon by ourselves, just the two of us, until Tato's friend showed up. But that's the role.
And then
Captain Chicken, yeah.
The chicken, yes.
Yeah, don't forget the world's angriest chicken.
There is a chicken that appears to get horny every time it sees pirates. So every time we're on stream,
you missed it, Trev, man. I'm telling you.
Now, are chickens in the game or not? Because you were saying
no.
Then what the hell is the sound of that chicken?
That's the chicken. It's an actual chicken.
An actual chicken, yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
you mean the girl that you guys game with has a chicken?
And the chicken appears to be horny for pirates. So
I thought it was in the freaking game.
No, it's a real chicken.
I just hear a chicken. I'm like,
that's her pet chicken that sits in her lap beside the microphone. So when you're there and you're talking on here,
yeah.
Trevor's got, I can see Trev sitting with his head in his hands, wondering where it went wrong.
I just kind of stepped out of my own body for a little while.
Seriously though, Trev, it's so much fun. It is completely unhinged. It's amazing. You would love it.
The line of conversation makes me wish that I actually smoked, because I'd go out and have a cigarette at this point.
My thing is, one of the things that I absolutely love is help desk here comes off as so kind and so sweet, like, I'm just a good old English boy with me cup of tea and biscuit in hand. Right? Nah, get me attacked by the fucking Kraken or whatever, and then his whole attitude goes out the fucking window. You don't it?
Are you off your tits, Peter?
No, hold on, watch this. I have it here.
Hang on a second.
Don't I don't want to think about that. What's that noise?
No!
Cannons.
You're not so nice anymore, are you?
Listen, the amount of ships we lost to the bloody Kraken, I'm going to get annoyed. And we were full of loot at that point.
Yes, but notice on Wayfair, we headed to the cannons.
Yeah, okay, yeah. No, I just meant last Saturday.
Oh, yeah. See? Getting cannons.
Such language out there.
You see, it's quite intimidating.
When it's, trying to eat you like a hentai monster.
You have an impressive cannon.
Thank you.
They're my light bearer cannons.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what you get attacked by. It is you can very easily see why I get quite angry at it.
Angry, scared, it's all the same when you're British.
Yeah.
I like that. You were just naturally sweary there for a change. The internet beer. Whoa, that sounds rather ominous.
I changed it a while ago, actually.
The beer help desk. I wonder if there is actually a beer help desk. I wonder how cool a job would it be to be a beer tester in a brewery.
Well, you know that chocolate companies only hire diabetics so they can't eat the chocolates.
Well,
That doesn't surprise me.
Also, in the Guinness storehouse in Dublin, they literally have a sign that asks people not to ask for free samples because they get asked for free samples so much.
Yeah, that I believe that as well.
I went to a cider farm in Cornwall several years ago, where you get a little thimble jug and you could have as many free samples as you wanted. And we had a brand new Kia, one of that, what was it, Sedona, like a big people carrier type thing. And I'd only had about 16 of these free samples. And I came out the car park and I drove straight into a wall.
Oh.
So you ruined your mom's soccer car?
Well, actually, it was my car, but no, I was not driving very fast.
And it had a realistic mural painted on it.
You just forgot the corner existed.
Can I ask you a question about the Kia, though?
Mm.
Does it come with the lipstick dispenser, or is that optional?
I don't know, but it was the comfiest car I ever had. The seats were fantastic. The armrests were brilliant. The AC was to die for. And it was such a fun car to drive. And I did quite a few mods on that car to make it go faster.
Well, we all know that Gamer drives an alligator to work every day, don't you?
I've seen the pictures.
Yep.
I was gonna say, back in the day, when if you worked at a brewery, I know it's because of my grandfather and my great uncle. You could get free beer while you were on the job.
Nice.
I'm sure that it's since gone away because that would be like the 1970s, 1980s, but yeah,
there is a
I can't
river
imagine it.
by
I bet you get fed up of drinking it, to be fair.
What's that?
I bet you get fed up of drinking beer.
I was going to say, I know someone who used to work in a chocolate factory, putting them all in the boxes and stuff. And they said the manager said you can have whatever you want off the line. After about 2 days, you got so fed up you never ate any more chocolate.
Well, it was pretty great when I was in college, though, because Grandpa always had beer.
Hey,
fair.
There was a guy.
You were throwing keggers all the time, weren't you? Again,
You want some high life? Here you go.
Gamers having a kegger.
The champagne of beers.
That's the same thing. That I know a guy who worked in a chipper. Sorry, in a takeout store, like in a fast food line.
In a chipper.
Yeah. He hates chips now.
I had fish and chips for tea yesterday, and they were bloody marvelous. That's such an expensive meal now.
It really is.
I ask you two a weird question, and I'm not. This isn't a joke. It's actually being
Yes,
serious.
we do have gravy on fish and chips in the UK.
I know. Maybe
Down
amazing.
south.
No. Do you find crumpets are gone extra dry of late?
Yeah. Do you like a pie clit, Peter? Do you ever have pie clits?
What?
Pikelets.
So which bit
It's
of crumpet
one
are you
word.
talking about?
The one you put in a toaster.
The front bit.
No. Oh, you mean like the little tiny one? Wait, they're meant to go. Never mind.
And he's off.
Breathe.
It seriously took him about 5 minutes to get that. Okay.
I've been putting them in the microwave.
What the fucking hell? Jesus.
You said toast. It's all like. Oh. Anyway,
celebrating the new Pope a bit too much.
I don't drink.
Fuck off.
He's been huffing the white smoke off of the Pope. So.
Not illegal.
Have you been having something that rhymes with Kraken?
Kraken is actually a really nice rum. It's cherry.
No, one about crack. Have you been on the crack?
Oh, that.
I mean, I have been having some fun. Thanks for asking.
Good. It's a good crack.
Yeah, literally, they warn people in Ireland when you're going to the airport, like, when you're like, and when you're going to other countries, what are you not to say? I'm here for the crack. There you go.
Yeah, true.
Because in Ireland, crack means fun. Also, in Austria, they have a help desk for Americans who think they're going to Australia.
Oh, there's some fucking retard.
What?
In Austria, in the airports in Austria, they have a help desk for Americans who think they're going to Australia.
Well, that's too late.
Yeah,
They're already in Austria.
Yeah.
Oh, there was sorry, that's just reminded me. There was a guy. He lived in a house underneath the route into, I think it was one of the London airports, and he got so annoyed with the sound of the planes on his roof, he actually put "Welcome to Manchester."
Nice.
I saw that and it pissed off all the pilots.
Well, all the people who looking out the window.
The road out.
Sorry?
I say there's one good road in Manchester. That's the road out.
All roads lead away from Manchester. Yes.
There is a rock over the train station in my city, and it used to be the border between my county and the neighbouring county, right? For the past 200 years, the one rock keeps getting painted either Watford colours or Kilkenny colours, and the thing is, they haven't caught the people who are doing it.
Do you live in Oh My God?
No.
Omaha. But then again, it's the same people who put traffic cones on top of statues.
There's a traffic cone for the last 10 years on top of a street light. Right?
Every statue of a man pointing, by tradition, must have a traffic cone on its head.
Yes.
Traffic cones make good jousting helmets.
Wizard's hats.
You can joust with the cones on your head.
Yeah.
You can. Yes.
Just run at each other.
How do you know what I did in my teenage years?
You know what you should never do? Put both hands in a can of Pringles pretending that you're a bull. That get them.
I must have done something bad in a previous.
Both hands in a can of Pringles pretending you're a bull?
Yes, I did that as
never
a
heard
kid,
that.
and my hands got stuck because I couldn't get them off. And I had to go around to my family.
What do bulls have to do with two hands?
B-sides it on later, folks.
Did you miss that? Yeah, B-sides.
Because I live in Ireland and the back of my aunt's house there's a farm, so we were kids and we were pretending we were farm animals.
You know, I've never been so happy to say there's just less than 4 minutes left of the show.
Well, it's getting to the juicy part now.
Oh, dear.
Listen, I can tell that story of how I set fire to a salad again if you want
Please.
to.
Please. We don't like repeats on this show. There's a certain price to pay for restating the same
Shall I
thing.
mention what's on B-sides tonight, Trev?
Yes. Go for it.
Yeah, go on.
The Beach Girls and the Monster. Catch B-sides tonight at 9 o'clock.
Actually, that sounds like one I've seen before on B-sides.
So I'm guessing
they
you're
had Beach Girls and Monsters. I mean,
guessing you're on B-sides tonight, then, Gamer.
I hang out in the chat. I'm a wrench.
There'll be Atom Gray there, Smiley.
Atom Gray. Yep.
Babs,
Professor
will be
R2,
there.
Smilex, and Jethro Bot.
Ah, nice. Like this. Wooded Man says, who needs booze or drugs when you can listen to Tater?
You forgot Jay Goodwin.
Ah, yes, I did.
Emperor Jay Goodwin.
Yeah.
Oh, Trev, Favre said he would like to join in next week for Fubar.
Well, yeah. We'll see what we could do about that. Anything's possible. Because, it's just totally random, this shit. We don't plan it. It's just whatever comes out. Totally random. And I like that.
It sounded so well rehearsed.
What did?
This.
Sorry, I've lost this page of the script. I'll catch up with you in a minute.
Fucking hell, there's a script.
I didn't get one.
You get one and I didn't. It's my channel. Good news is, folks, less than 2 minutes left of the show now. Yeah, so don't forget, guys, B-sides is on a little bit later, 2 a.m. UK time. So adjust that accordingly. So Atom Gray, do you want to give us a rundown of everything what's going off later, and I'll stick it on the screen? That'd be nice. Anytime, because
Just put pure eye candy, Bikini Central.
Yes.
I did leave the B-roll stage link.
Yeah, I can't believe I missed Jay Goodwin out. I'm just too obsessed with Smilex. I've been through a binge, you know.
I know something that's going to give you a smile, though.
Go on, then.
Oh.
Sydney Sweeney has signed up to play Barbarossa.
I'm not... Sydney Sweeney's Swapper's eye candy. I don't know who I'd consider eye candy at the moment.
Lexa Doig.
Who's that?
Fuck off.
I think Potato wasn't here for the whole Lexadoid conversation.
No.
I'll explain it to you later, Tato.
No.
I threw in the link for B-roll.
Do you know, I might rewatch Continuum now.
Oh, it's that Hathor. Okay.
No. Her name was Susan Brown or something.
Susan Brown. Yep.
Yeah.
She's on
Oh,
next.
thank you for this. Atom Gray says, lots of bikini girls. Oh. Babs is there, Smilex, Professor R2, and Jethro Bot 2. So that's a little bit later. Also, Wayfarer is doing a story about the CMI Fairlight, which is fantastic. I'll be enjoying that. Although I might have to catch it on the re-rub. I want to thank everybody in the chat tonight. Thank you for partaking. Also, thank you to Tater for joining us. Also, Grand Admiral Wick, he's got a fucking pencil. The internet
Thank you, Trev.
Wayfarer's disappeared, sadly. So thank you for joining us. And don't forget, Monday Night Mayhem this coming week, we're doing Buckaroo Banzai. Thank you.